Welcome to this Tzaddi Spirit Gathering teleconference. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, which is January 17th, 2023. That's when it's being recorded. I'm Reverend Peggy Malnati in the Detroit area, and during our call tonight, I'll lead you through a guided meditation to visit an ancient lost temple in the Himalayas. Spirit gave me this meditation over 20 years ago, and in my local community, we have a tradition of holding it at year's end. So I'd ask everybody to sit back, keep your spine straight. You can lay down if you'd like, although be aware that if you lay down, you may fall asleep. Not that that's a problem, but you may forget the messages that you get. You may want to roll your shoulders, kind of turn your head gently, kind of relax your neck. We're going to start a little progressive relaxation, starting with your toes. So if you could just quickly scrunch your toes and then relax them, and then kind of scrunch your feet. So maybe your arch of your foot arches up, and then relax it, and then maybe move your ankles. And while we're going through this progressive relaxation, try to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Try to make each set of breaths a little longer than the last. It'll help you shift from ordinary into non-ordinary consciousness. Now you want to tighten your calves and then relax them. And then if you can kind of wiggle the muscles around your knees, your quads, tighten them and then relax them. Kind of tighten your butt and then relax it. Relax and kind of relax the curve at the base of your spine and then go back to its normal curve. Maybe roll your shoulders. Shake out your arms. Maybe scrunch your fingers tight and then relax them. Again, roll your shoulders. Keep the deep breathing. Open your mouth and kind of relax your jaw. Notice that your facial muscles might be a little tight. Kind of scrunch up your face and then kind of relax them. Do the same with your forehead. Scrunch it and then relax it. And keep that deep breathing going. So we're going to very shortly, in our spirit body, our light body, we're going to get up out of our physical chairs or beds, wherever we're presently, our body is presently located, and we're going to walk to our front door, and we're going to open it, and we're going to walk out, and you'll see a giant eagle, a Garuda bird, right outside your door. The Garudas come to pick you up and fly you to the lost temple. In your pockets or strapped across your shoulders or your chest is a little satchel. And in that satchel, if you reach your hand in, you'll find some jerky snacks for the Garuda birds. And since the birds are going to fly very far, it's nice to reach in and give them a little snack before you get on their backs. There's also a gift in that satchel. So when you go into the room in which you'll meet your elder, you'll reach into the satchel and take out that gift and give it to the elder whose room you walked into. So just letting you know. It's always nice when you're visiting spirit to make sure you give a gift and that you're polite. So the Garuda bird has crouched down and you're going to climb onto it. You already put on your winter jackets and whatever you people in warmer climates have, because we're headed to the high Himalayas, and it's pretty cold there. So you have many layers on just in case it gets cold. And the Garuda birds are all flying. They're in the air. They've crouched down and jumped into the air. And these eagles are heading east toward Asia. And they're getting higher and higher in the air. Those on the west coast, those birds are going to have to fly a little bit faster to catch up with the rest of us in the Midwest and on the East Coast. And pretty soon you notice that you can see other people on big birds in the sky. It's nighttime where we are. So you can look up and you can see the stars. It's really lovely. We're flying fairly high up in the sky. And you expected to maybe be a little cold, but you are realizing that the Garuda birds' feathers and warm bodies are keeping you warm, so that makes the trip a little more pleasant. So we're flying. We've now cleared the east coast of North America. We're over the Atlantic. And the birds are winging toward the Himalayas. This temple that we're going to visit has been lost to history, lost to time, but it's extremely old. And inside, you will find in the main entry area, there is a ring of niches, I guess I would say, and in each of those niches is a statue that represents some god, goddess, spiritual force that humans have worshipped throughout our entire existence on this planet. So when you go into the room, you'll be able to visit and see if any of those statues draw you, and you'll be able to light a butter lamp. So we are approaching the west coast of Europe, and it's very interesting since it's much later at night there. We can see lots of cities lit up from the distance that we are at, and we are winging our way toward Tibet. And keep breathing deeply. As you're flying, you may want to think about what it is that you wish to achieve tonight, what kind of questions you might wish to ask the elder, what your hopes and dreams are about 2023 and what it might hold for you. And now we are approaching Asia, and we can see the Himalayas off in the distance. They are the youngest mountain range in the world. The tallest. And the Garuda birds know exactly where this temple is. They have been ferrying humans in spirit form, in light body form, for millennia to this magical place. And they are starting to drop in elevation, and you can kind of look a little bit over the edge of the side of the bird, and you can see that they're getting closer and closer to the ground. It's actually nearly dawn there. And they are landing in a courtyard outside of the temple. The temple is built into the side of one of these massive mountains in the Himalayan range, kind of on a plateau on the side of the mountain. It's a good trek from the little village that's down below. As you get off the Garuda, you might want to tap the bird and thank it. And maybe if you reach into your satchel, you'll find another little piece of jerky or some other treat that the Garuda would like to eat. And now the birds are taking off, and we're gathered in this courtyard, and we're going to walk up a few steps. And there's a massive, you can see the front of the temple, it's built into the gray stone. It's literally carved into the living rock. There's a large wooden door with huge metal hinges on it. And so we're going to go over to that door, and we are going to knock, and we're going to open the door, and then we're all going to file in to that room that I told you about. It's a very large circular room. In the center, there's a brazier where you can, and there are cushions where you can sit and sip some hot butter tea. And all around the edges, all around the periphery of this round room, there are these little niches carved into the rock, and somehow they are lit. And you can see the various statues representing all of the different forms of deity that humans have worshipped over the millennia. And there are little butter lamps in front of them. And so as you may want to take off your warm clothes, your outerwear, and you can sit and rest. You can have some tea, or you can walk around and visit the various statues and the little altars to these different energies. And we will wait to be invited by the monks or the nuns who reside in this temple. They'll let us know when the elders are ready to see us. So when we are summoned, we will all stand up and we'll get in line, and we will walk through a tapestry curtain that will be pulled aside, and we will walk down a hallway, and there will be doors on the left and the right side. The doors are very interesting. They're all kinds of different shapes. There's triangles and circles and rectangles and rhomboids and all kinds of interesting doors. And we'll each just walk down, and we'll use our intuition to determine which room we should enter. You'll want to open the door, knock first to let the elder know you're coming in, enter, and as you get in, the elder will be sitting, and so you'll want to come in, sit down, introduce yourself. You can use your legal name, your spirit name, whatever is appropriate for you. And then you'll reach into your satchel and you'll take out the gift that you brought for the elder and give the elder the gift. And then you'll basically listen to what the elder has to say. And again, when I ring the bell, which is the 5-minute warning, just please make sure if you haven't received your spirit guide that you ask politely if the elder will give you the guide. And I see over in the corner, kind of off to our right side as we're sitting in the room, that the curtain has been pulled aside and we're being gestured to come, and the elders are now ready to see us. So we'll all stand up and get in line, and just know that you will know which room to enter. Again, I will give you'll have about 10 to 15 minutes with the elder. I will give you a 5-minute warning, and then I will ring the bell again to start bringing you back. so I'm going to ask you to wrap things up. If you haven't already given your elder the gift that you brought, please do so. And if you haven't gotten your spirit guide yet, quickly get one. And now we will all meet back out in the hallway. We'll walk back out to the big circular room. And as we gather there, you'll pick up your outerwear that you might have taken off. And now we're looking to our left, and instead of flying back with the Garuda bird, we are being given the opportunity to take sort of a shortcut. There's another acolyte who's raising a tapestry on the other side of the room, so we'll walk over there. And as we walk through under the tapestry and into the hallway, we can see a little further down the hall that there is this kind of golden circle that's kind of got wavy energy coming off of it. And we will simply one at a time walk through that doorway, and it will bring us right back to the rooms that our bodies are still sitting in or laying in. And so once you get back, I'll ask each of you to walk down the hall and walk through the circle and rejoin your body. And once you get back, you want to stretch and kind of reacquaint yourself with being back in your physical form and to take notes on what you experienced.